Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this box. It holds 6 greeting cards and 6 envelopes. And these are the 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch size cards. So let's get started. I'll show you what we're going to be using. I'll move that out of the frame. Okay, let's show you this stuff first since it's here. I'm going to use Old Olive, Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, and Daffodil Delight ink pads. We're going to be using All Things Fabulous. This embossing folder, Tasteful Textile. For card, I have a 3 by 4 inch piece of white, a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of soft seafoam, a 4 by 5.5 inch piece of white, which is embossed with the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. For the box itself, I have 5.5 by 7 7/8 inch piece of thick, and a 7 by 8.5 inch piece of heavy. So there's 2 heavyweight pieces of cardstock. And then you're going to need your snips. Let's put this aside for a few minutes. And let's start by doing our stamping. So we're going to bring in this piece. We're going to stamp it basically the same way we did one of the cards. I'm going to start with the lightest of our colors, the Daffodil Delight, and the largest of the stamps. Make sure it's inked up well. I think I need to re-ink some of these. Okay, stamp that down here. Sit there a minute. Very nice. Get a box to put these in so I can put them aside when we're done stamping. And I'm going to get the middle color, Mango Melody. And with this one, I'm going to stamp the next color. And line up those little arrows. Okay. And then we're going to get the pumpkin pie. And this one. Then we're going to go with the Old Olive. And I want this one first. It's going to go here. And then this one. Here. I think I did it a little too far over, but I'm going to just erase some of the stem. And this one here. Okay, that's all of the stamping. And we're going to adhere this to the soft seafoam piece. I'm going to use my wet glue. Center that up. Bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to need, oh, I got enough for this. Actually, it'd probably be smarter to just use those edges. That's alright, we'll go ahead and use the dimensionals. Add a little bit to the edges. I just don't like my things sagging. Okay, then we're going to center that on the front of this piece. Okay, and we're going to set that aside. Well, let's add the, go ahead and add a bow. I've made the bow with the crinkled seam binding. Add that with a glue dot. Right down over here. I apologize. I just shut it off. It doesn't shut off. There we go. Okay. Set that aside. Now we're going to bring in our scoring tool. Make sure I'm in there good enough. Okay, let's start with the larger one. We're going to score at 1 1/4 inch on all 4 sides. So 1 1/4 inch. Okay, now we'll bring in our other piece. And I'm going to start with the 7 7/8 inch piece on the top. Now we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And 6 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just 1 notch past the 6 1/2. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the 5 1/2 inch side. We're going to score 1/2 inch and 5 inches, or 1/2 inch on each side. Whoops, I hopped the track. That's not good. Let's see if I can fix that. Hopefully it won't show too bad. Okay, so now on this one we're going to cut these two little rectangles out. Okay, then we're going to cut from this edge to that, make little tabs there. I'm actually going to trim that little seam out. It's just a preference, you don't have to do that. I just find it makes the boxes a little bit easier to go together. A little bit neater or something, I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's burnish all these folds. Make sure that's straight with the edge. Okay, we'll put that aside for a minute. Now on this one we're going to cut from the edge of the 7-inch side up to the first score line. And we're going to do that on both sides, on both ends. Come on. Thank you. One more. Okay. Burnish these score lines. Might have been smarter to burnish them before you cut the pieces out, but okay. Now we're just going to put some glue on those corners. You don't want too much glue because you don't want it to ooze out, but you want enough glue so that it stays in place. Two. Oops, we want this out. Use it. Go ahead and put glue on both of them. Okay, so there's the base of the box. Now we're going to bring in this piece. We're going to do the same thing on these two little tabs here to this corner. let me say, if you wanted to put a window in this top, I would cut it out at this point before you glue it together. Piece there I need to snip off. Alright, now on this tab, I'm going to put glue there. Pick an end. You want to be the back of the box. And adhere that to the back of the box. Go ahead and put the lid on the box, fold it over and adhere it. That works better. Okay, then we're going to bring in our piece that we decorated, and we're going to add that to the top of the box. There we go. We've got a nice box. Let's lay this down and burnish it. A nice box that will hold 6 cards. Oops, that didn't stay put. I wondered why it felt sticky to the... There we go. Here's the one I did previous. Holds all those envelopes. Cards and envelopes. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.